Welcome back. Time now for Hereford United against Rushden Diamonds from here in Edgar Street. Hereford are currently 14th in the conference, are looking for nothing more really than a respectable finish at the end of this season, but for the Diamonds the incentive is slightly greater, with second place still to play for, of course, and today's Diamonds team, of course, will be hoping to perform well in the hope of avoiding the summer shake-up that's bound to happen at Nen Park. So Hereford United against Rushden Diamonds. One of the most westerly settings in the conference this season, Edgar Street in Hereford, is the scene for the Diamonds' last away game of the 98-99 campaign and the last home game for Hereford United. It's the end to a run of 4 successive home fixtures for the Bulls, and they haven't conceded any goals in their previous 3 matches. 4-0 and 2-0 victories over Forest Green and Kingstonian before drawing 0-0 with Welling United here last Saturday. Rushden's hopes of winning the conference well and truly ended now, and now even their hopes of finishing in the runners-up spot in the conference are fading fast as well. 5 games without a win for Brian Talbot's side, the last of which was last Tuesday night's very disappointing 0-0 draw at Nen Park with Kingstonian. Hereford manager Graham Turner makes 2 changes from the side that drew 0-0 with Welling a week ago. Tony James comes in for Chris Lane at right back. Steve Cow replaces Gary Cook up front. For Brian Talbot and the Diamonds, 3 changes from the side that lined up against Kingstonian. Colin West replaced by Miguel de Souza. John Brady replaced by Mark Cooper, who returns from suspension. And Tim Wooding comes in for Carl Heggs, who's relegated to the bench this afternoon. Rushden, their last away match of the season, will be looking to go out on a high and maybe reward those loyal and long-suffering travelling fans with a good performance and a good result this afternoon. That's Butterworth to Branston. 3 previous matches between these 2 sides. This is only Hereford's 2nd season in the conference. The Diamonds have won 1 of the previous 3. The other 2 have been draws, the last of which was the 1-1 stalemate at Nen Park earlier this season. Darren Collins on target for the Diamonds. Gavin Mahon scored Hereford's goal with a penalty. Mahon not involved today, but Darren Collins has scored in every game the Diamonds have played against Hereford. Will he be able to continue that run this afternoon? At the start of the season, a lot of conference followers tipped Hereford to be maybe one of the sides pushing for promotion. It hasn't turned out that way. A lot of off-the-pitch trouble here at Edgar Street, including the usual sort of financial problems that non-league clubs encounter these days, have meant that they've been lingering in mid-table all season and are on target for a finish of probably 12th is the best they can hope for. 14th in the conference before the start of play today, Hereford. That corner is nodded on by Collins, and Miguel de Souza with an early chance at the far post, which has failed to convert. The Diamonds in their change strip of yellow, attacking the goal to our left, go the closest early on. Ian Rogerson there, the Hereford captain, will take this throw in for the home side. Rodwell beat Parry in the air. De Souza being jostled a little bit too much for the referee's liking by Stuart Evans, and it's going to be a Rushden free kick. Tim Wooding standing over it. Far post ball, which is claimed by Hereford goalkeeper Andy Quay, who was once on loan to Kettering Town. Rogerson. Wright. Indeed, that's Ian Wright for Hereford, wearing 5. No relation to the more famous player of the same name. Just over 2,000 inside Edgar Street today. Rodwell guilty of a foul on Gavin Williams there. Taken by Taylor, nodded on by Dennison. That's Steve Cow. Andy Collett continuing in goal for the Diamonds today. Wasn't called upon too much in the midweek goalless draw with Kingstonian. But Brian Talbot is now firmly building for next season. Underwood. Went over Collins. And the player injured in the middle of the box there is Ian Wright. Cooper up to D'Souza, tries to turn away from Taylor there and was fouled by Taylor. Rushden 5 games without a win before today. That matches their previous worst spell of results in the conference this season. They need to start winning again fast if they're to make a realistic claim for runners-up spot at the end of the season. 2 games left after today, both of them at home. Forest Green are the next visitors to Nen Park, followed on the last day of the season by Kettering Town. And although second place is probably all both of them will be playing for, if second spot hasn't already been decided by then, it will still be a marvellous occasion at Nen Park, sure to be a full house. Plenty of local rivalry on the cards. Rogerson looking for Dennison. Bradshaw snuffs out the threat. Rogerson again. Ball played in far post and it's held back to Collett there by Gary Butterworth, who was probably pick of the Diamonds players in the Kingstonian match. And after being on the sidelines for the majority of the season through a combination of injuries, certainly at the start of the campaign, and then the good performances by Mark Cooper, Butterworth's back in the team at the end of the season. And I'm sure he's proven to Brian Talbot that he can still do a more than adequate job in the Diamonds midfield. That's Wooding helping the ball forward, which D'Souza wins. Rodwell. That's Cooper. And the ball bounces to Underwood via the head of Branston. Darren Collins. Throw-in conceded by Stuart Evans. Branston. Ball towards McElhatton, nodded down for Cooper. Looking for his 5th goal of the season, Mark Cooper. And had he got over the ball there, he had more chance of getting it. Quiet kicks for Hereford. Bradshaw beaten by Dennison. And the ball failed to break there for Gavin Williams, although that's a slightly wayward pass back, which Collett does well to hammer forward. The ball was bouncing in front of him there. Underwood. Towards Darren Collins. And Cooper went in late there on John Snape and will certainly get a talking to from the referee here. We're likely to see a yellow card for Mark Cooper. Certainly going for the ball, but guilty of leaving his leg in late on Snape. Well, that's Hereford manager Graham Turner. He's presided over a bumpy campaign for the home side. Rushden are looking to become the 8th team to win at Edgar Street this season. The most recent side to come here and win was Woking back on the 23rd of March. Good play there. The cross will come in from Taylor. Well, no, it won't. It will be blocked. Williams. Right-footed ball in. McElhatton got behind it, and the Diamonds are able to clear there without too much discomfort, and that's returned to no one by Stuart Evans for the home side, and it remains 0-0 at Edgar Street. McElhatton bustling through and nearly got in front of Ian Wright there, but that was a good covering challenge by the Hereford defender. McElhatton's gone over, being helped up by the referee, and I think he's okay. Rushden have a throw-in, which Butterworth gives back to Underwood. Cooper, McElhatton's flick, looks for Wooding. Tim Wooding, turned inside there, will get the cross in towards D'Souza, headed clear though by Williams. Back to Underwood. Hereford fans enjoyed that one. Underwood's effort skewed wide. Well, the Diamonds came to Edgar Street in their last away match of last season. It finished 1-1. The Diamonds were thankful for a point on that occasion, thanks to a late equaliser by Darren Collins. Good play there by Williams, and the ball in to Steve Cow. He's headed over the bar. Hereford United's goal a year ago was scored by Tony Agana, who has since gone on to pastures new. He's currently player manager with League Town. That's Quay rolling the ball out to Tony James. Certainly steep stands here at Edgar Street. You can barely make out the near side touchline. Compact, very appealing ground here at Edgar Street. Of course, it was a league ground at one time a day. And of course, we shouldn't forget that it's the venue for one of the most famous moments in FA Cup history, as D'Souza's guilty of a whack to Rogerson's shin there, and he's going to be penalised for it. But we're all familiar with the scenes of Hereford United's 2-1 victory over Newcastle in the FA Cup in the early 70s, when Ronnie Radford scored a fantastic long-range goal. Well, that was here. Times have changed though, and Hereford are now in the business of trying to get back into the league, although they're not going to do that this season. More of the Diamonds. Well, that's Branston clearing from in front of Dennison. This is Rogerson. Dennison. Bit of space there for Evans. Number 7 there is Williams. And the Diamonds got in quickly to block that Hereford attack, although the ball's still looking for an attacker on the far side, and Bradshaw clears. Hereford United corner, their first of the match. Over Rodwell's head, and a bit of a scramble on the far post. Bradshaw did just enough to prevent Parry from getting his effort in, and good defending there by Darren Bradshaw. In fact, there were 2 Hereford attackers sniffing around. The other one was Cow. Rodwell. Butterworth. Good ball to Underwood. Underwood with 2 Hereford defenders in front of him. Needs support. Tries to make the byline. Good cross in by Underwood. No one was there to meet it in the middle. Cooper tries the header, which threatened to dip over Andy Quay, and it's another corner for Rushden, which Wooding takes. Nodded on by McElhatton. Rodwell was in as well. And one by one, Rushden are getting these chances. They've probably had the better of it so far in the first half. Neither side has been able to break the deadlock though. Still 0-0. Cooper. D'Souza on the chase. Easy for Quay though. This is Paul Parry. Good ball into space there. It was looking for Taylor, but Rodwell was across like a flash to concede the throw-in for Rushden. Taylor again. Overlapping is Tony James. That's Parry. And Collins clears, but not before the referee's awarded a free kick for a late challenge on Parry. Parry takes. Bradshaw. And still danger for the Diamonds, but Branston hooks clear, although it's returned instantly. Can Rushden get it away? D'Souza involved in all sorts of physical battles this afternoon. Well played by Parry, and Cooper slid in and was jostling Parry. Parry takes the free kick once again. Collins come to collect it and catches well. Darren Collins. Good headed flick on there to Paul Underwood, who shoots. And it was drifting away from the far post. I think Andy Quine might have had it covered. But certainly a decent effort from distance, certainly worth trying there. Paul Underwood with just 2 goals in the conference this season for Rushden. But anyone who saw those 2 goals will know that he might not score often, but when he does score, they're beauties. Now Hereford on the attack, the ball towards the far post, drifts over Coe and Taylor. This is Underwood. Showed too much of the ball there to Taylor. This is Williams. Tries to get the cross in. Bradshaw came across, and Williams' cross took a touch off Bradshaw into Hereford United corner. Taken by Williams. Deep one as well. McElhatton was up. Cooper clears. D'Souza. Darren Collins was nowhere then. The ball hooked across goal by Snape. Collins up and only managed to punch under pressure from Williams. Butterworth. Cooper to Underwood. The ball towards Collins. This is Butterworth. Beats Taylor. Back to Underwood. Nice play there by the Diamonds. Underwood again. Good ball as well. Far post to Collins. I think Collins was expecting a colleague to be looking for a layoff there. No one was. And as a result, another good looking attacking opportunity has been spurned by Rushden. That's Bradshaw tussling with Paul Parry. The cross hooked in is headed out by Rodwell. Sousa beaten there by Gavin Williams. Rodwell and the Diamonds don't look in too much danger at the back, to be quite honest, as McElhatton tussles with Taylor there, and the decision goes against the home side. Underwood sprinting away. In front of him is Tony James. And Underwood's cross looking for the far post. Collins was there over the bar. Another good chance goes begging for the Diamonds. Collins escaped his marker, and when the ball drifted onto his head, he was unchallenged. Usually you'd expect him to get those on target. But just a tad over Quai's crossbar. Collins crosses, a good one, Cooper! And that is a goal for the Diamonds. And you can't say they haven't deserved that, because for the majority of this first half it's been Rushden and not the home side that have been creating and then squandering chances. Brilliant ball in by Collins with his left foot, and Cooper leapt in front of his teammate D'Souza to give the Diamonds the lead at Edgar Street in first half stoppage time. This is Taylor now for Hereford. Ball into Steve Cow's feet. They've been forced to play it back to Dennison, but that's half-time at Edgar Street. Rushden and Diamonds are a goal to the good, thanks to a 5th goal of the season there from Mark Cooper. He headed in Collins' cross right on the stroke of half-time. Join us again in just a moment. Carl Heggs replaces Miquel D'Souza at the start of this second half at Edgar Street. Rushden leading thanks to that goal in first half stoppage time by Mark Cooper. In truth, they could have taken the lead before then, but we'll settle our guess for 1-0 at this halfway stage.
Well, that's Hereford attacking early on in this second half. Butterworth penalised for handball after the Diamonds would claim that there was a handball a couple of moments earlier by the Hereford attacker Taylor. But it's going to be a Bulls free kick, which will be taken by Taylor, and it's an intricately worked one, which Rushden clear without too much discomfort. Rodwell heads forward for the Diamonds. Bradshaw clears, although not very far. Expects Collett to come for that, which he does. Collins to McElhatton. The ball nipped off his toes, but the Diamonds still have an attacking opportunity here with Wooding, and Heggs bundled over on the far post, but the referee doesn't want any of it. The ball's knocked back into the mix. Quay only half clears, back to Cooper. Well, that was a good opportunity for the Diamonds there, and they might feel that there would have been a penalty in there somewhere as well when Carl Heggs was bundled over. Rodwell lets that roll out of play under the stands almost on this near side. 2,044 the official attendance at Edgar Street today. Collins. Good ball to the far side where Underwood's sprinting away. Coming across to cover him is Tony James. Underwood does get the ball in though, and Collins was up there, challenged by Steve Coe, and hooked clear in the end by Parry. Underwood. Oh, well played by Paul Underwood. The ball's still in play, and Underwood manages to get the ball in, but it's cleared by Stuart Evans. Parry. The ball nicked off him by Branston. Underwood and McElhatton there. The Diamonds have given it away. McElhatton. Well, McElhatton's been allowed to run on unchallenged there, and he drives the shot across the face of goal. And Hereford guilty of backing off there, because McElhatton was allowed to carry that ball into the penalty area. He shot left-footed across Andy Quay. Unfortunately for him and the Diamonds, across face of goal as well, in front of Collins. Throw in for Hereford will be taken by Paul Parry on this near side. The ball played up to Coe. Oh, skips inside Rodwell nicely, and the referee's pulled up play there, and Hereford will be disappointed because Coe retained possession, and that was a good opportunity for a cross, but nevertheless Hereford have got the free kick to be taken by Taylor. Far post, Ian Wright was up, and an equaliser for the home side on the hour mark. Rushden Diamonds guilty of slack defending from that left wing cross taken by Taylor. Well, the ball drifted to the far post. Ian Wright leapt above Guy Branston, and that's 1-1. Well, the second half jinx looks like it's striking again for Rushden Diamonds. Over the course of this season, they've dropped so many points in games when they were leading and goals up, and just maybe guilty of lapses in concentration, certainly at the start of second halves. That's what's happened today. It's now 1-1 at Edgar Street, as Wooding concedes a throw-in, and now the momentum is with the home side. That's Cow. Turns, and he shoots, and it scores a beauty! Wonderful goal for Hereford United and Steve Coe. That puts them 2-1 up, and in the space of 5 minutes in this second half, Rushden's lead has been wiped out. Fantastic goal by Steve Coe, who turned and bent an unstoppable shot over Andy Collett. And now they've got to come from behind. How many times have we said that this season after Rushden have been leading? That's Butterworth. And Hereford are full of confidence now. You can see it running through the players. They want to go out on a high note. This is their last home match of the season, as Wooding guilty of ball watching there to let in Coe. Well, the ball looks as if it struck Parry's hand there, but that's an effort coming in from Parry, which Collett gets behind and hacks forward instantly for Rushden Diamonds. Collins, good chance here for the Diamonds. Collins wastes it. To be fair to Collins, he didn't have anyone in support inside him there, but this is the earlier effort, which was well struck indeed by Parry. Collins chasing. Wants to take on Rogerson. The ball in towards the near post is cleared fairly easily by the home side. Although it's going to be a Diamonds throw-in. Wooding will take it. Butterworth turns and finds Branston in plenty of space. Branston's cross is collected by Quine. And Hereford want to move forward at every opportunity now. A third goal would put the game out of the Diamonds' reach. And Collett deliberates before kicking and slips when he does kick. Cooper helps it on. Heggs' ball is intercepted by Taylor. This is Heggs again though. Tried to force the ball out wide to Underwood. That was easy for Hereford to defend. Underwood will take the throw. Butterworth back to Underwood. Well played by Underwood. Managed to get the cross in. Collins on the far post. He's put off his efforts somewhat by the attentions of Ian Wright. But Rushden have a corner. Cooper takes it over McElhatton's head. Bradshaw nearly slipped and let in Robbie Dennison. And the referee pulls play up for a foul by McElhatton, for which he receives a booking. The challenge was on Gavin Williams. And the second Diamonds player to go in the book this afternoon is Michael McElhatton, as Brian Talbot must be thinking, here we go again. Taylor. Williams' ball was cut out by Underwood. Collins. Backed forward by Rogerson. Branston wins it in the air. Nice play from the home side there. The ball's found its way to Rogerson. Taylor. Back to Rogerson. Good movement now from the home side. Taylor. Every touch being cheered now by the Hereford fans. And we've still got 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes for Rushden Diamonds to pull one back, or maybe a couple back, if they're to get anything out of their last away fixture of the season. A year ago, they came here and drew 1-1 to at least give a respectable finish to their travelling campaign last season, and at this present moment in time it doesn't look like they're going to be doing the same for season 98-99. Butterworth cleared by the scorer of Hereford's first goal today, Ian Wright. This is Paul Parry taking on Wooding. Good ball into space there as well. This is Dennison. Hereford have got players over in the middle. Dennison crosses. Well, Snape and Cow were in the middle. The ball didn't find any of them. Hereford still have the opportunity to get the ball in though. Once again, the cross is misplaced. Heggs miscontrols it. And this is Rogerson. Now Williams. Covering is Branston. And Williams gets past Branston as well there. That's well played by Gavin Williams. Just failed to match his earlier good work with a decent cross, and Rushden are able to hack it forward. The ball's still in play as Heggs chases. John Brady replaces Gary Butterworth with 15 minutes to go at Edgar Street. Steve Berry is still on the bench for the Diamonds. Remember, he's only had one start since joining the Nen Park club from Stevenage Borough. That was against Woking back on Bank Holiday Monday at the start of the month. And other than that, we haven't seen too much of him. Is Brian Talbot saving him for next season or what? We'll just have to wait and see. That's Parry. Rodwell comes across to snuff out the threat posed by Steve Coe. Oh well, Branston lost out. Coe has the ball back and has players to aim at in the middle. One of them's Williams, who turned and shot. Tried to beat Andy Collett on his near post, which would have been a difficult task at the best of times, but Turn got his effort in. And it'd be no surprise to see Hereford get a third this afternoon, which they're trying to do now. Rodwell was almost certainly pulled back there by John Snape, but it didn't matter because the ball rolled into Collett's arms. This is Steve Coe with Bradshaw. Bradshaw guilty of a little shove into the back of Steve Coe there. Ball driven in towards Parry, whose header across the face of goal was too far in front of any of his colleagues. With 10 minutes to go, Hereford United lead Rushden Diamonds 2-1 at Edgar Street. Hooked forward by Snape. Rodwell. Slipped slightly, Rodwell allowed Williams to get back at him, and well won there by Gavin Williams. And now Hereford have got 2-on-1 here with more players joining the attack. Williams hasn't seen any of them, wants to go it all himself. Cuts inside Bradshaw and supplies a beautiful finish to a wonderful run. And that's game, set and match for Hereford at Edgar Street today. Another quality finish. This time it was Williams allowed to run unchallenged half the length of the pitch, cut inside Bradshaw, and was allowed all the time in the world to pick his spot past Andy Collett. And that's the Diamonds down and out. And my goodness, Brian Talbot and the rest of the Diamonds crew surely can't wait for this season to be over and done with now. All the talk was about finishing on a high to maybe claim runners-up spot. But as Collins just about wins the corner there, wayward clearance by Stuart Evans, this is going to make it 6 games without a win for Rushden, unless of course they can pull at least 2 goals back in the final, 6 minutes now. That's Cooper's corner. Hacked clear by John Snape for Hereford United, and they'll be well happy with what's happened today. A goal down at half-time. Their last home match of the season, wanting to go out on a high, and it could well be 4 here, and Collett's out. Had a chance for Snape still, and Collett just about got away with it. But the Diamonds very nearly conceding a 4th at Edgar Street. And a goal down at half-time, fair play to the home side. They've turned it round in this second half with 3 excellent goals. Collett forward. Collins loses out in the air to Stuart Evans. Brady. Cutting inside, John Brady. Heggs peeling away. There's a flag up. And Heggs had strayed just a yard or 2 off there in these final moments at Edgar Street. It's not going to be a 10th away victory of the season for Rushden Diamonds. That's Snape. Cooper nipped in. This is Heggs. Spreads the ball to Guy Branston. Ball into space. Was looking for Collins but didn't get there. Williams for Hereford now, and they look dangerous every time they try and make it on the counter. Well, that was an offside flag up against Steve Coe. Jim Rodwell wants to get the ball back off him so he can take the free kick quickly, which he does now. Into Underwood. Collins. Diamond's still trying, and give them credit for that. McElhat, Heggs. Brady. Good cross. Darren Collins, and that's in. And Rushden have got one back with 3 minutes to go, and now they'll feel that there's still time to force an equaliser at Edgar Street. Brady's cross found Collins at the far post, and he leapt easily above Evans to loop a header up and over Andy Quay. That's his 16th goal of the season, his first in 7 games, and it's given Rushden a lifeline at Edgar Street today. Hereford will want to keep hold of the ball now, which they failed to do, and the Diamonds are attacking now with Brady and Collins. And the ball in by Collins towards Heggs is cleared by John Snape. And panicky moments for the home side in the closing stages now. Underwood. Shadowed on the far side by Rogerson. Ball's come back to Branston. Hooked into the box. Quay comes and punches. Only as far as Wooding. And once again a punch from Quay. Bradshaw. Time running out now for Rushden. This is Rodwell. It's a case of get it forward as quickly as you can for the Diamonds. But Williams is sprinting away for Hereford here. And naturally the home side aren't that eager to move it around. They just want to keep the ball. Well, Cooper tripped there late by Williams. And Hereford don't want Diamonds to take the free kick quickly either. They finally do work it clear to Rodwell. Everyone forward for Rushden now. Equally, everyone is behind the ball for the home side. It's lofted into space by Taylor, headed forward by Wooding. Bradshaw nips in. Well played by Darren Bradshaw, moving forward with purpose for the Diamonds now. Out to Brady, Bradshaw moves the attack. There's 3 or 4 other players as well, if Brady can find one of them. Over Quay, and Branston missed it. Underwood. Still the Diamonds have chances. McElhatton. Taylor was in, and finally Larrock clear by Ian Rogerson. That might well be the last chance for the Diamonds today. Heggs' flick. Quay comes safely into the arms of the Hereford goalkeeper. Well, travelling Diamonds fans are going to be heading back east, having seen their side in the last away match of the season slip to defeat at Edgar Street. This game might go down as the proverbial game of 2 halves. Rushden 1-0 up at the interval and looking pretty comfortable with it thanks to a goal from Mark Cooper. But wonderful strikes in the second half from Steve Coe and Gavin Williams after a header by Ian Wright have given Hereford the points. But for the Diamonds, their last away match ends in defeat.